Hi, my name is Jen Holtz. I am Associate State Director for Outreach at AARP Maryland, and I'm here again with the lovely chef Christine Van Bloem. She's going to do an awesome cooking demo with us today in preparation for our free cooking class on Saturday. So if you haven't signed up yet, look in the comments. We'll go ahead and put a link there where you can sign up for our free cooking class. This little demo is a little bit of a teaser, if you will, to that class. And as always, Christine, just wonderful, wonderful to chat with you. So welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much, Jen. I love to chat with you too.
Well, I'm glad the feeling is mutual. So before we get started, I just wanted to go ahead and make two acknowledgments here. Number one, AARP Maryland had a really, really big week last week. So each year we honor our amazing volunteers across the state for doing a number of really amazing things. And then there is one statewide award that is issued called the Andrus Award. I don't know if you knew this, but our founder was Ethel Percy Andrus. So each year we give out a big Andrus Award to a state volunteer who has really just gone above and beyond. And sometimes that is a AARP volunteer, and sometimes it is not. And this year, one of our very own AARP volunteers, Rose Hobson, was the winner. So take a look on our website. She is absolutely amazing. She does anything and everything. She feeds the hungry. She teaches driver safety courses. She's out in the community handing out resources. She just will blow you away with her story. So really excited. And I just wanted to publicly congratulate her before we got to cooking. And also acknowledge that we are embarking on Hispanic Heritage Month. And we're really excited to get started on some activities there as well. But we're going into the Italian foods today. So,
we are today.
Chef Christine, please, by all means, take us away.
And I have to say, Rose seems very brave if she's doing driver training of any sort.
She's doing it in the classroom.
Still,
yeah.
I believe there's a level of bravery with that. So congratulations to Rose.
She's wonderful.
That's a big deal.
It is.
That's so good, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's wonderful. All right. So I'm going classic because we have our class on Saturday, and it is truly a highlight of my month to do these classes with y'all. We have the most fun. And for everybody who hasn't, you've been under a rock or something, we do free classes every month, and we are doing one this weekend. I'm kind of going retro. I'm kind of like calling up my grandma in my head from way back in the day. So we're going to prep a recipe for, it sounds crazy, but they're called pizza burgers. And as I told you, Jen, they're neither pizza nor burgers, but it is like a down home South Central PA when I was growing up kind of classic. So we're going to make a homemade pizza sauce that I just love. It's so easy, and you don't have to buy. Listen, I know we get older. I know we get tired. But you do not have to buy something canned. It's so much cheaper to make it on your own. And, everybody's pinching pennies now. I certainly am. But it's easier to do it yourself, save money, and also make it a little bit healthier because,
it tastes better. It really just does taste better every time.
Every time. I am finding now, I have to tell you, I've always been a junk food junkie. Love it, right? My brother says, I like the worst foods. And I always said I wanted to be buried with a number 10 can. And that's that big can you see at the big box stores of nacho cheese. Because
with a spoon.
Spoon in hand. I love it. I love it.
Good.
I'm a ridiculous creature. I know. So I have noticed, though, that my taste buds are changing, and that I'm going out places that, not my fancy places that I go in the town I live in, but I'll go somewhere and it just doesn't hit for me now. It's just not. I don't know. Nothing tastes as good when I go out, and I'm realizing I'm just amazing. So I know.
Well,
I know,
it's
Jen.
true.
All my
It's true.
modesty today.
Well, and I would imagine
All
too,
right.
with your experience having, the heart attack a year or two ago and having been
Yep.
doing more healthy cooking, that you've just become
Yes.
accustomed to those fresher flavors and things like that, where that's your preference now. Your
It
body's
is.
saying this is where it's at,
It is. My heart attack anniversary is coming up on the 18th, and it'll be 3 years.
Wow.
And ever since, it took me a little while because there's kind of a reckoning that comes with that, that you have to think about. And it's not, I was regretting those number 10 cans of nacho cheese. But, you have to look at your family and what
Sure.
your family history is. But I'm finding that I make foods healthier, fresher, and I don't want to spend a ton of time. I mean, I don't mind having those nights where I go a little crazy and have fun with it. Don't mind that at all. But in general, I want to eat something that took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes to make at the max.
Sure.
Yeah. And I love cooking. Imagine if you don't love cooking. So,
Sure. Oh,
alrighty.
yeah. That'd be tough.
I have got one onion that I'm going to soften. I don't want to brown it. I just want to get it nice and soft because nobody likes to bite into crunchy onion. And I will tell you that this will store beautifully in the freezer. So if you're looking at this going, ooh, that's a lot, it's totally okay. I store it in the freezer all the time and have it. So when I have, just after I said how little I'm cooking, so when I have it, I have bread dough I keep in the fridge, and I can actually whip out like a little pizza.
Great.
Just without thinking too much. I know.
That's wonderful.
Thinking
ahead.
I go both ways. All right, let me show you a quick trick. So you can mince your garlic if you want. You can buy already minced. I actually have talked to you before about the frozen already minced. It comes in like mini ice cube trays. I love that stuff. But I love, because I have a friend that grew garlic this year up outside of Gettysburg, and she brought me the most stunning garlic. So I've started grating it. I don't know why. I love grating it. I feel like you get a lot more pop out of it because the smaller you cut garlic, the more potency it has, right?
Sure.
So if you ever did, we've talked about this, but if you ever did like chicken with 40 cloves of garlic or something, that's very mild because they're whole cloves. But if you mash it or grate it, you're going to get woohoo garlic flavor. So I just love it. I don't know. I'm feeling garlicky today, feeling spicy. All right. So I am just softening this. Again, like I said, I don't want to make it brown. I just want to make it tender. And I usually pop that garlic in kind of at the end of the process because garlic burns really easily.
Sure.
And I'm doing a nice medium heat here. Oh my gosh, I can totally smell it. I should have had breakfast this morning. All right, so totally smell it. I'm going to let it do its thing for a second while I show you our secret ingredient. Now, I have to tell you, I don't have an Italian bone in my body.
I don't either.
I don't have.
Yeah, it's pretty evident in my skin tone. I'm just not a sun goddess. I don't have that beautiful olive complexion that so many Italians do. Wah wah.
No, so Irish and English here. I am like a beacon in the night. And it's so much fun, like going with somebody who has such a great family heritage. I gotta tell you, with Hispanic Heritage Month this month, everybody should be exploring everything they can because there is just some phenomenal culture and food and all of that. Oh my God, I love it. It's one of my favorites. So, all right, what I've done here is I have taken fennel seeds, and you'll find fennel seeds in sausage, like Italian sausage. I always think that's what gives it its
Italian sausage
flavor.
taste. Yeah, sure.
Oh, so I add, this is called a mortar and pestle. Do you know which is which? I never remember.
I feel like we had to learn this in history class for some reason, like every year, and I could never remember which was which.
So
Okay.
I can never remember, but we're going to use it as a set. And when you use fennel seeds, and here is a tip for all of my budget-friendly friends out there. You do not have to buy a whole jar of that. Go to your grocery store, and if you're going to a little higher end grocery store, or if you're going to maybe a fresh food co-op kind of place, you will be able to find bulk spices, bulk flours, all of that stuff. So you can actually buy, and my grocery store, it's a popular chain, they have all the spices and little tiny bags beside them. So you could buy as little as half a teaspoon of
That's
fennel
great.
seeds.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
It's not something you use every day. So it's nice to be able to buy just what you need. I did want to let you know that Kathy, now she's Italian, so I don't know if it's pronounced Rocco or Rocco.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to go there because I'm not really sure of the pronunciation.
Thank you, Kathy,
thanks for us Italians. She's got enough olive skin tone for both of us. And the pestle is the stomper, just so we will never forget that again. Yes. Thank you, Kathy.
No, I'll totally forget. But thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you. My goodness. All right. So check it out. And I want to know, while you've got Kathy giving us some stuff, I want to know if Kathy is doing all the tomatoes. I see all of these videos now with the Italian families spending a whole day, little salt, little pepper, spending the whole day cooking tomatoes. It's the most glorious thing if you haven't seen it.
Reducing them and getting the liquid. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
And then storing it with some basil in the jar.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what she says. I'm not so sure.
Bless their hearts. All right. Now, and this may be where Kathy gets a little crazy with me. I'm going to put just a tiny bit, like a quarter teaspoon of sugar in, because I'm using just a can of tomato sauce, not crushed, nothing like that. Really simple, but it helps balance out the acid of the tomatoes.
I agree. Right? It cuts down on the
check it out. It does. It's just that little bit. I have fresh basil from my garden, and I have fresh thyme. Ooh, I'm throwing around. Both from my garden. I've got the fresh herbs, so I'm using them right now. But dried herbs here, no problem. No problem at all. We love them. Whenever you're using the fresh, and we've talked about this before, but you have other things you've got going on. We use 3 times as much fresh as dried. That's really important. Can't use the same because these haven't concentrated down yet.
Well, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Are you not a huge oregano fan? Because oregano is a stronger.
I love oregano.
Okay, because I'm kind of surprised it's not on the board. I
know. There's no oregano on the board. I don't have oregano in this recipe.
Oh, okay.
I know. But let me tell you this. So years ago, I think I taught you how to make this sauce. Is that true?
You did in person.
Yeah.
Many years ago when we first met.
Do you put oregano in yours?
I do. Now I'm altering your recipe a little bit, but that's because I grow it. So I have it and I do like it. I really enjoy it.
I usually grow it too, but this year it fought me. And I like oregano because it lasts outside for a long time.
It does. It's usually it's usually my basil that gets really sad.
Yeah,
so
my basil. Go ahead.
Kathy responded. She says she's now a widow and lives alone, but she still does what mom taught her. And she makes a batch of sauce or AKA gravy. Haha.
Gravy. I knew it was gravy.
Yeah, and she makes it for Wednesday meals as well, but no sugar.
I knew.
Yep.
I knew. Kathy, people would buy tickets to that. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. That is the stuff right there. So, alrighty. Now, typically, when we're cooking something like this, dried herbs are going to go in at the beginning. Fresh herbs are going to go in at the end. It's just how you do it, because the dried herbs have a little more staying power, right? They can handle a long time. But this pizza sauce is fast. This pizza sauce, well, truthfully, I've got everything in it now. We will just let it simmer a little bit for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to store it, put it away, shazam. That's it. And then this will be ready for our class on Saturday.
Wonderful.
But you can also freeze it, use it whenever you want.
Which is awesome. Always great, especially for those of us with crazy busy schedules. Our team at AARP Maryland did post the recipe for Saturday, so everybody's prepared. I know we have a couple of comments asking whether or not we would have the recipe listed. So it's up there if you look in the comments. So you'll be able to see Christine in action, actually using this lovely sauce to make the pizza burgers, which are not pizza or burgers. So I'm intrigued. I don't know about everybody else. But also, along with the sauce that will go into the pizza burgers, you've got roasted green beans and a chocolate cookie truffle. It sounds like it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so good. And I really can't wait to see everybody. We talk about every month the roll call when we see, because we get people from all over the country, the Virgin Islands. It's a really fun time. It's a very active chat.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's a great event every single time. And we get new folks every time. And Kathy said, come on down to Florida. We can try our sauce. We'd be welcome. She said, if we bring her bagels, I guess since we're up north,
I'll do
they're
it.
a little better up here.
I'll do it.
So Kathy, we hope to see you and the rest of the folks joining in today to join us on Saturday. It's going to be a blast. It's always delicious. There's no question about it. Christine, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
So are you. Thank you.
All right. So next month, just a little teaser here. Next month is Walktober, folks. It's beautiful outside in the fall. It's time to start thinking about getting up and getting out for a walk, doing that all the time, not just in October. But Walktober is actually a very cool event, month-long series of events taking place virtually through the Department of Transportation and the Department of Health. So please look that up. AARP supports that initiative. Also, Walk Maryland Day is October 4th. So you're going to start seeing people all around the state. I think there's like 50 some organized walks at this point who are just people getting up, getting out, taking a lunch break and going and making it a point to pay attention to their health and walk around. And thank you, Christine, for contributing to that, because your recipes are always so fresh and healthy, and we all want to feel good. So thank you for that. And we will see you on Saturday.
Can't wait. Thanks, Jen.